Hi, this is Sean,
This is Kevin.
and this is the One Other Thing.
Welcome.
So we are doing another bonus episode here, and this is to pick up where we left off, and I'm going to just warn everybody. We are reading the top 100 games to play before you die. This is any system, at any time. You got to try them before you go. But this list, we learned from our last episode. The top 100 is not apparently something you get through in a single episode. In fact, we made it to 60, if you have not listened and you're just joining us now. I don't know how far we're going to make it tonight. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Kevin.
I feel like we're going to get through like 20 or 30 more.
I think that it's going to elongate as we get down to more games that we know about. The games we both haven't played are pretty quick, but I suspect as we dwindle down on this list, we're going to both know more about these games, therefore have more to say.
I would hope so. Unless we play just really bad games.
Yeah, that's true, but actually, before we do that, though, I want to bring up a couple things that have already been on our list. So again, if you listen to our last episode, first and foremost, I couldn't believe my eyes, and I do not know if the sale's still going, fans, especially by the time you hear this, but right now on Steam, Shenmue 1 and 2 for sale. I think it was $8. I bought it.
That's on our list from the previous episode.
Exactly. I have not installed them at all, and I did read a lot of reviews that said, while it's great that there's a PC port, it is a pale comparison to the Saturn version. So there's
Dreamcast.
that.
I think it was Dreamcast, right?
Or Dreamcast, sorry. Yeah. But be that as it may, $8. Yeah. I figured I'd roll the dice, and again, it's from a list. 100 you have to play before you die.
Yeah.
So as long as I have that and don't play it, I should live forever.
Yeah. Well, when you play it, just be in the mindset of, in late 90s, early 2000s, of what games you'd be playing then, and it would blow your mind back then.
Well, remember, you and I, when we say old game,
yeah,
we mean two different things altogether. Yeah. We're talking 20 years apart.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Yeah, when I say old games, it's millennium.
Yeah, you mean 2000, I mean 1980.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure games really started existing for me until, I actually had my own game system, which wasn't until the 90s.
Yeah, so you're talking like Super Nintendo, and I'm talking Zork.
Yeah. Again, you are much, much more older than me, even though we have this.
Even though we're the same age. Yep, that's great.
Yep.
Well, did I already do Contact Us and I forgot about it?
No, you didn't. They have no way of knowing how to contact us now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, guys. If you wanted to reach out to us, you're just going to have to forever wonder how that would happen. So that being said, I'm just so excited to talk about these because I have one more topic before we get back to the list. But before I do that, how do they contact us, Kevin?
Okay, real quick, you can email us at toot@tootcast.net. You can also visit us on our website at tootcast.net. We also have a Twitter account. So you can follow us there as well. That's also at Tootcast. You can follow us there as well. And we're now on iHeartRadio. So you can also check us out there as well.
Fantastic. Well, come join us. Come become a tutor, just like us. And, well, again, sorry for skipping that, guys, but that is how you contact us. And I really, sincerely, I ask that you do. We've heard from some folks, but we definitely want to hear from more of you. And, tell a friend if you're enjoying this. But that being said, before we get back to that list, another game on the list that you actually highly recommended, I did in fact have a copy of, and that was a game called Journey.
Oh, yeah.
And, I laughed because you said you're going to beat it in an hour. And I thought to myself, okay, this is going to take me half a day at least. But it wasn't too far off. It's a very short game, and I'll put it this way, I definitely have not uninstalled it. And I'm not certain I'm going to ever. It is truly a pointless game, and it is fantastic. I'm going to give it a 9 for what it is.
Wow.
That's how much I love this game. The music is phenomenal. And again, guys, I know I laugh at people, great soundtrack. It's an actual score. There's actual musical instruments involved. It sounds beautiful. It looks beautiful. It is... it could even be higher than a 9. It is what it is. It is phenomenal at what it's trying to do, and it is unlike anything else. If you're looking for a game to sink yourself into and become consumed, this is not it. if you're looking for some grand adventure that's going to keep you occupied for 80 hours, this probably isn't it. If you're looking to just kind of unwind mindlessly and enjoy something, almost like a playable piece of art,
Yeah.
that's what I would call this game.
I agree with that.
So I have to admit, I don't know what you ranked it. I can't remember, but it was high.
Yeah, I do rank it high, and I definitely in the 9s. And I did load it back up. I didn't have it installed anymore when you brought it up. I installed it and ran it, and it still has my guy's the full white character, which makes you can jump higher than normal.
Oh yeah. I had a guy help me out. That was, in fact, you know what? I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to give a shout out to Salami7. Thank you, whoever you might be, because he was basically the superhero in that game that tried to show me where all of the runes were, and yeah, you know, I can only be helped so much.
It's amazing that there's humans helping.
It's astounding.
Without speech.
Yep.
Or pop-ups or chat.
We made it work. You basically have one way to communicate, which is the little ping you do, for lack of a better term. Yep. And I have to admit, Salami7 did a great job of. He would ping when he was trying to tell me something, and honestly, the only one I missed was the one that is right after this waterfall that you fall off of.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to know it's there, and I didn't. And even though he did a great job of trying to relay that, hey, we're near one and something's about to go down, by the time I figured out where he was, it was already too late.
Yeah. And that was started as a PlayStation 3 game that was remastered to PlayStation 4.
It's truly a work of art, and I think you're a little surprised that I ranked it the way I did.
Didn't know you're going to like it, because that's not the normal kind of games you play.
It's not, again, you have to know what it is.
Yeah.
If we're talking overall games of all time, yeah, it's probably not going to rank into a 9 category, because it's not that kind of thing. It's literally like a playable piece of art is what I'd say. It's very zen. It's very relaxing. It's soothing. It's an odd game, but I can't recommend it enough. But again, you have to know what you're getting into.
Yeah, that game was actually recommended to me initially. A coworker, Haley, who she doesn't like playing games where you die in. So she really enjoys games where you just play them.
Yep.
And I believe her favorite game of all time is Myst.
Okay.
Which I've never played that all the way through.
You'd probably like Myst. It's a puzzle game.
I own them.
For me, it was pretty much Pissed.
Yeah.
You know?
I have them all on Steam. I think they sold them in a pack of all the Myst games for like $5. I bought them all, and someday I might play them.
You see, I'm waiting until I go to hell to play them, because I'm pretty certain they'll be loaded on like every machine. I'm like, are you kidding me? I got to learn this piano bit? What?
That will be, that is your nightmare. Just the one big giant puzzle game.
Oh, it'll drive me insane. Yeah, that's how I played Myst. I did own Myst at some point. I loaded it up. I marveled at the graphics for the time. I got to like the first really hard puzzle, and I said, can't I beat something up or something? And then I went and played some other game.
Yeah.
But
I hear you.
Anyway, I want to get back to you on Journey because I was so delighted by the experience.
Wow, I'm happy. I did like it. Obviously, I played enough where I got the white robe, so I had to do it twice. I did the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4.
I wouldn't rule it out, and I beat the game twice already. So like I said last time, I think I only missed one rune, so I was very close to becoming that superpowered superhero. But it's just truly relaxing, and honestly, even if you never did, it doesn't really take away from anything.
Yeah.
So beautiful work, though.
Oh, good. I did enjoy it as well.
So thanks again to Salami7 for the assist there, and
that means you may like the other. They have a game called same company called Flow and Flower.
Oh, Flow and Flower, but you didn't recommend Flower. That was not as
well. I didn't think you liked Journey, let alone Flower. So if you like Journey, you may like Flower.
That's interesting. Well, if I stumble upon Flower again, Journey was already a free game on PS4, so the price was right.
Yes.
So in my case, it was 1,000% worth its money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say Journey is, and for the record, I would say Journey, I don't know what its retail value is, but if it's anything more than $20, they're asking too much.
Yes, it's for an hour game that you can't charge that much.
Yeah, I would say somewhere in the 10 to 15 range would be primo. That would be awesome. It's well worth that money, in my opinion. I'd even go as high as 20, to be honest with you, but anything beyond that is highway robbery. But truly great experience, and Flower and Flow, you say, huh?
Yes. So they're same company. They have the same just calm soundtrack. I don't believe those have other humans with you, but I don't think it detracts from the game. I think it's just like its flower. You play as the wind, so
It's interesting, Again, it's not something you'd play on the regular, but if you're just looking to kind of mellow out for a little while, stare at the screen, play something, but not really be fully committed,
yeah.
you could do a lot worse.
I do think these are games, especially Journey, belonged on this list as something you have to play once.
Well, I can do it, at least cross that one off the list. I've got that one that I played. So, all right, well, we're getting back to that list. Because again, it sparks such great conversation. So where we last left off is we did number 60, which was The Last of Us for the PS3, ironically.
Yeah.
But that brings us to 59, which is Cannon Fodder for the Amiga. And do you have any experience with this game?
I do not.
I do. However, it was DOS. But I do have some experience with Cannon Fodder, and basically it was a real-time strategy type game.
Oh, it looks like it from the screenshot, yeah.
Where you controlled, basically you had a little group of commandos, I believe there were 4 of you, and the concept was you went and you killed the enemy and did all these missions. As it turns out, I was atrocious at this game. This game was brutally mean to me, and I just wasn't good at it, so while I did play it, I never made it very far. It was just a rough game, so I can't tell you too much about it, but
well, the Amiga was out about the same time as what, like the early 386, 46 machines.
Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of games that was an Amiga and DOS.
Oh, exactly. Yep. And yeah, I definitely played this in DOS, but it was a good game. And for this time, again, real-time movements like that were kind of neat. That was a thing. But moving right along to number 58. While I'm aware of this game, I've never actually played any in its series, and that would be Shovel Knight for the PC. Any experience with these?
I have played a little bit of it. I believe I had it on my PlayStation Vita. I think I actually have a copy of it on there. And I think it's just a side-scroller.
Castlevania type thing,
Castlevania,
right?
You have a shovel, and you're a knight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
It works.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it, but I have played it.
If I'm not mistaken, though, there's a couple Shovel Knights in the series. Like, there's a series of Shovel Knights. I think this is a thing. Like,
Yeah.
I think there's many games that in the Shovel Knight series. So I think somebody out there is liking it, and apparently we should be trying it before we go.
Yeah.
So something to think about. All right, another one I have not played, number 57, is Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom on the Switch.
Oh.
Got nothing.
I don't know if it's coincidentally or ironically, they say it's similar to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So.
Oh, well, look at that.
And Super Metroid. So it's a side scroller. Yeah, so it's probably very similar to Shovel Knight, but with more, anime characters.
Gotcha. Yeah, looks like a group on the cover. So all right, we got nothing there. All right, now we're talking a little bit. Number 56 is Dead Rising for the Xbox 360. Any experience with this one, my friend?
I know of it. I know it's a zombie game, but I never got the chance to play this.
Got them on the PC. I think I have all 3 of them, although I've only played this first one because, again, I got that penchant for doing them in order. And I think I need to go back to it. But basically, first of all, love the zombies. Zombies are always fun. You can kill them. They're generally slow. And if there's a point where it gets old killing zombies, I've not yet hit it. And Dead Rising is no exception. If I'm not mistaken, you're trapped in a mall, but what its gimmick or its claim to fame is, you can interact with almost anything. Any object you can see, not only can you pick it up, you can generally beat somebody about the head with it. And it's just fun. It's just, you're not going to, I certainly wouldn't put it on the you have to play this before you die list.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say you're going to be changed for playing it, but if you're looking for some relatively mindless killing things, not only Dead Rising, really any zombie game is pretty much going to be right up your alley. But for what it's worth, I do enjoy them, and I did buy the 3 of them because I caught them on sale, and I will play through that series. Just, again, too many games, not enough time.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, all right, number 55, I've never even heard of. Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One.
Yeah. No,
A Ratchet and Clank type of
fact,
game?
If there's games that's exclusive to Xbox One, I don't have an Xbox One, so I may not have been able to play these games unless they're also on Windows.
Well, you better get one because you got to play that before you die.
Before I die, so I got to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah, but again, I found the loophole. If I just don't get that, I'll never be able to play that. Therefore, I should never die, right?
Nice. Okay.
So number 54 is the Steambot Chronicles on the PS2. And I would love to tell you what a huge fan I am about the steampunk action RPG, but I've never heard of it before just now.
I like steampunk, so I may like this game.
You like
Yeah, I
action RPGs, yeah.
I do, so that might be worth a check out. It's on the PS2, so I might be able to find a way to play that.
I can't bank on this. I may have a PS2 in my house.
Really?
Not 100% on that, to be honest with you. That's how sad it's become. I had a PS2. I honestly think it's in my basement somewhere. I'll have to look. But anyway, number 53 is No More Heroes for the Wii. Is it me, or are we just getting worse?
I know. We assumed as we get further down the list, we'd be running into games we've heard of.
Yeah, okay, so you never even heard of this either.
Apparently we need games that's made, 20 years ago.
Yeah, we need the old person's version of this.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got something for the next one.
Oh, great. So number 52, finally, one of us knows something.
Yes.
It is Toe Jam and Earl on the Mega Drive, a.k.a. the Genesis.
Yes, and I remember we used to go to, my brother and I would go to the video rental store that also rented out video games.
Weren't those the days, man? Yeah, I remember that.
Those are the games, and we liked this game because it was probably the earliest version of a game that I remember that had co-op. So one person played Toe Jam, one played Earl.
Nice.
You got Crash Land, some alien planet, and you just had to collect the parts. It was like a 3/4 view, top down, and you just walked around and they just made silly noises and belched, and it was great for a teenager to play.
I was going to say co-op. I mean, especially the first time, that had to be just phenomenal. Like,
yeah,
oh my God, we're not taking
to
turns.
It had a cool, like, jazzy music to the game, and I vividly remember liking playing it because I could play with my brother.
You mean, what is it? The Mandela effect? Is that what they call it?
Where they...
You remember things wrong?
Differently, yeah, wrong.
On the Switch, you've got access to the original NES, and you and I tried Double Dragon because, everything about that game is two-player and Double Dragon, right off the name of the game implies you're going to be able to fight together, and that original NES one was one at a time. It wasn't until Double Dragon 2 on the NES that two people could play at once.
So they figured out what double meant.
I remembered that incorrectly.
Oh, yeah. And that's what happens. I don't believe the Mandela effect at all. I think just people just hear too much on media, other people's opinions, and then, or you remember it wrong.
Well, yeah, I think our memories are just flawed and
easily interrupted.
And yeah, it's I think Mark Twain said it best with Tom Sawyer. It was something to the effect, I'm paraphrasing, is something to the effect of I remember things whether they happened or not.
Oh, I like that. That's definitely my life.
But anywho, number 51 is Kevin's favorite, Brave Fencer Musashi.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you never heard of it. That's why I said it's Kevin's favorite.
No. But the good news is it says it's Kirby-like. Who's Kirby?
That's awesome. I do know who Kirby is.
I know he's a Nintendo guy.
Yeah, he's a pink like cloud or something. I'll be honest, I've never played a Kirby game.
I know. But the fact that it says it's Kirby-like, I'm like, okay, that helps.
Good. Thanks for clearing that up.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're making through the list faster than we thought, folks.
I know.
So number 50 is a game I have, and it's not currently installed because it is too much room, or I don't have enough room or space, but I will get to this eventually, and that is Shadow of the Colossus for the PS2.
They remastered this.
I presume that's what I have.
And I may get the remastered version because this is one of the games that everyone says, because I like there is a, the same company made a newer game, I forget what it's called. I have it. I forget what it's called. But I've seen some initial playthroughs of the game, and it does look like it's it's one of the first games where you go against, and it feels like you're fighting a giant.
Yeah, it looks it from the screenshot. Yeah, it looks great.
Now I'm curious who made the.
Yeah, because I've got it for the PS4, and it's a big game. It's just, again, that's one of those games, though, where you commit for a while. Like, you play that, and that's pretty much all you're going to be playing. That's why I like it, once again, shout out to the Need for Speed series. I don't care which game. You can play that while you're playing a game that has this in-depth story that is fully consuming. Because, going fast and not hitting things works the same. There's no... Yeah, Need for Speeds have a story, but I'll be frank, I ignore them. I just... go fast.
Yeah, this game company who made this is called Ico, and they've been in business since 1997. They've made 3 games.
Wow.
Ico was the first one, then Shadow of the Colossus, and then The Last Guardian. And the only one I played, The Last Guardian, beginning and end twice.
Oh, wow. That's that good.
It's an amazing game. And I've watched people play through it, and they cry during a sequence of the game. But you basically have this dog dragon that finds you in a prison. You don't know why you're in the prison, and you basically have to coax this giant dragon. And you can't tell it where to go. It's kind of like Journey, where you gotta make noises and say that way, and he helps you through the game and through the corridors. It's you get attached to this creature because it feels like a pet and a / friend by the end of the game.
Yeah, so and then they kill the luck dragon in front of you or something, and you're traumatized for life.
I would say no spoilers, but it's not what you think, if that's what you think.
Fair enough. I don't know what I think. You're just sounding very ominous. But have you actually played this then? You have not played Shadow of the Colossus?
I've not played it, but I have watched about an hour or so playthrough, so I kind of get the gist of it. I already know the ending, so it might be hard to play.
Open world kind of hack and slash, or what is it?
Basically, you're just on a horse, and you're trying to save. I think they don't really use a lot of dialogue in these games, so I don't know if it's your sister or your, girl.
This is my speed,
you're
actually.
Trying to save, and you get a horse, and you kind of have a direction you got to go, and you got to kill. I forget how many of these are. 12 or
16.
24? Oh, 16. So 16 of them, you just got to take them out, and then the game ends. And I know what the ending is because I saw the playthrough, so I understand the game.
I have to say, I kind of appreciate the simplicity.
Yeah, it's very simple. And you apparently got to climb each one of these classes for a reason, and there's a deeper meaning into each why you do it.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I will be checking that game out because it does look beautiful.
Yeah.
And
the remaster looks great.
Yeah, it really was impressive. So, but again, that was for the PS2 they recommended. So the remaster should hopefully.
It looks like the exact same game, just with and they show them side by side, and it's almost a shot-for-shot remake of even of the intro screens, where it's just a better version of the exact same screen.
Yep, nice. Well, here's one. I believe you have some experience with this, and I've heard a lot about it. Number 49 would be Dark Souls for the PS3.
Yeah, Dark Souls wasn't the first game by From Software. That's the name of the company who puts them out. From Software.
From Software, okay.
The first game I ever played by them was Bloodborne, which I got for free. So I installed my PlayStation. I played 10 minutes of it, and I uninstalled it.
Nice.
A week later, I installed it again, played it for 10 minutes, uninstalled it. I rage quit twice and removed the game and had to re-download 5 gigs worth of game because I rage quit. This is a rage quit style game.
That's what I've heard. This game is brutal. You need to learn through repeated deaths what to do, when to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a much easier to learn version of Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
You eventually learn that when you come across this bridge, this demon's going to jump out to your left. You know that you're going to be ready for him now. Yeah. Otherwise, he pushes you off the cliff, and you're dead.
Exactly. So it's just annoying, to be honest.
You do get better at it. You do learn, and if you knew how to play this game from beginning to end, and you played it all over again, you would actually make it through without dying. Because you know what to do, where to go, where to collect stuff, what to expect, how to fight each boss. The annoying part about the game is every time you die, all your money, souls, you have to go find where you died and get them back.
And go get them back,
and if you die before you get there, gone.
Oh, wow, okay, so you only get the one shot to go grab your loot.
In all the games. Demon's Souls was actually the first version, which they actually remaking for the PlayStation 5. Demon's Souls, then Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and then...
I believe these have been ported to the PC, though, correct?
Yes, they all have been ported to PC. Some
I thought
people
so.
don't like some of the ports because the timing seems off on some of them. There's some patches and stuff that help with that.
If I were to play one of these games, which is unlikely, I'm going to defy this list.
Yeah.
I'm going to live as long as I live and not play this game. But if I were to, I can almost guarantee there would be an F1 involved and a Activate and a Cheat Happens trainer of some kind.
Yes.
I guess that's a shout out to Cheat Happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty certain I wouldn't be dying under any circumstances.
The only one I played all the way through is Dark Souls number 3, which I do recommend. And if you do too much F1s, they ban you from being on the online play.
Yeah, I'd sooner take the ban.
Yeah. Only for 30 days, I found out.
Oh, I'd gladly I'd sign up for the ban. Be like, thank you.
But yeah,
I'm not
the game.
interested.
But when you don't have that, if it stresses you out to die constantly, when you don't have that as a possibility, the game really is quite well made and a great lore to the game that you discover as you play it. So they are very fascinating because it's not just death and monsters. They actually put history behind everything.
Yeah, they have good backstory. That's good. It's good stuff. Well, we both finally know one again. It's
Yay.
number 48. I'm kind of impressed that this is so high on the list, but Half-Life 2 for the PC.
Yeah, I can't recommend that one enough. That's when that game is a must play.
It kind of is. I mean, to be honest, I'd say so is Half-Life. I mean, and I know the graphics on that are painful.
Somebody released, with their permission, a remastered version of Half-Life.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Called Black Mesa, which I think I either put on my wish list or purchased for. I think it's like $20 on Steam.
Okay.
So if they say they change enough, and there's some things that's annoying about the first game, but they kept the entire spirit of the game. They basically had newer skin on it.
I wonder, boy. I used to play a mod for the original Half-Life online. It's called Action Half-Life. To this day, the best. It was arena style, basically, and you used real weapons, and it was actually brutal. You could dive, and if you jumped, you could jump off of stuff, and you would break your leg. I'm not kidding. Like, you would limp for the rest of it, and if you didn't bandage yourself after getting shot right away, you bleed out.
But I like jumping from any height in a game and not getting hurt.
I absolutely love that, but this game was punishing, and yet I sunk so many hours into that. So I'm going to have to look that up to see if maybe somehow there is some kind of god of modding, and there's somebody resurrected Action Half-Life for that Black Mesa, because that would make me buy it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I would buy it at full price.
I imagine
what do you think of that?
Black Mesa probably used the toolkit the Source engine.
Yeah.
So you might be very moddable.
Well, it's wonderful. I mean, there's a lot of smart people out there, a lot of modders that are super creative. And I'm not kidding when I say one of the few times I would gladly spend $60 to be able to play Action Half-Life again. Yep. Loved it.
And there's a reason why, I gotta say this, there's a reason why Half-Life 2 was so phenomenal at its time, that the fact that the company can't put out a Half-Life 3 really is stress people out.
Well, we all know why. It's because Valve can't count the 3.
Yeah, none of their games.
Left 4 Dead 3 is... Yeah. Oh, wait, doesn't exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist, yeah. Portal 3,
no. That can't do it, yeah. Too high a number. No, they're... they're apparently they speak in machine language, you know, it's ones and zeros. They can do a 1 and a 2, and that's it.
Well, now that they have, like, Alex came out, they think it's confirmed based on the ending of that game that there will be Half-Life 3, because in the end of Alex, they show you something that makes you think that.
Okay, yeah. But, yeah, I enjoyed both of the Half-Lives, and, you know, it's funny because the game itself is about half the life, and if you don't know, I don't know how that's possible, but Half-Life's a first-person shooter.
It is a story shooter, but yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a story to it, but yeah, it's a first-person shooter, and you're basically shooting aliens for the most part.
Yeah. And some, giant ants.
And
zombies.
Exactly. You got some weird things going on, but I mean, truly enjoyable stuff. Good story. It's creepy. It's got some creep element to that, and I love that. Just enough to make it, like, I don't know, make it exciting. Graphics for Half-Life 2. When it came out, it was wow. That was something. Like, wow, did not know we could even do that. They definitely have seemed dated, but whether it be Half-Life 1 or 2, they're aptly named because you've got the games themselves, and then you've got all of the mods. You've got, just the multiplayer options that you have.
Yeah.
There's just so much life in these games. There's so many ways to play them.
Yeah, the companies that allow their games to be modded is why they last. Like Skyrim and all the Elder Scrolls games. Modding is, I think I said this in a previous episode, when I get a game that's at all more than, old, since the millennium.
Yeah, like last week it came out. Yeah.
I immediately look to see if there's any kind of mods for it, to see if there's anything that can help the enjoyment of the game. So Witcher 3, all these games have mods. It's amazing because, I like playing Witcher 3. Once you beat it once all the way through, I like to be able to go through the game again, and I don't want to pick things up. I want to automatically just go in my inventory as I walk by.
Nice.
That's the stuff I like.
Nice.
That's what mods are for.
Yeah, I have to experiment more with mods. I've certainly used them in the past, but again, for a game like Half-Life 2, though, some of those mods, those people are amazing out there.
They changed the game too.
It changes the game entirely, and it blows my mind.
They did it with the Fallout series where they thought Fallout New Vegas was too easy, so there's mods to make it harder.
That's great. I like that. Well, moving right along so we can make some progress. Number 47, is this actually... Boy, I have questions, because this, to me, I think of Half-Life when I hear this, but Portal 2 for the Xbox 360 for some reason, but...
Yeah, I never played on that.
Are the Portal games actually affiliated with Half-Life in some way? Because other than Valve,
they are in the same universe.
That's what I thought.
They make references to each other in their games.
I'd always gotten that impression, although I couldn't articulate it. Because as you know, and this is sacrilege, be ready, people at home, because somebody's going to gasp. I've never played a Portal game.
It's a shame because they were geniuses. And when I tell you, because I know you're not into puzzle games. This is not a puzzle game where you're sliding, bricks or trying to figure out what word goes where.
You're shooting portals.
You shoot two portals, A and B, and sometimes they so ease you into the puzzles that it's so exhilarating to have a puzzle where you realize you have to put a portal over your head, then you got to put a portal down low, jump down low so you have enough force, momentum to shoot straight out like a rocket to make it on the platform you need to make it onto, and that's a level. That's it. That's what you do in the level.
Yeah.
So it's not a terribly complex puzzle game. It really isn't.
I've got them on Steam. It must have actually been some Half-Life package that I bought that included. I believe I had both 1 and 2. I may try them one day, but and I don't dispute. I no doubt they're expertly crafted. Just not my jam.
But Juno's dad
fantastic.
steals the show. The farm.
Oh yeah, we are
guy.
farmers.
Yeah. He steals a show. There's Caveman Johnson who, like halfway through the game, shows up and he steals the show.
And is that in 1 or 2?
2.
2, okay.
Yeah, Portal 1 I feel like is more of an experiment where they say, okay, let's see if we can do this with the physics. So it's still a good game, has that great end song that you know.
Yeah.
And Portal 2 is when let's put it together and put a story around this.
Yeah.
And that's what Portal 2 is actually probably more fondly remembered because it was hilarious.
Gotcha. I will most likely try them in order because I'm me.
Yeah, the first one still worth playing because Gladys, you just run against her, but you meet more characters in the second one. So it's a little more interesting.
When I play the second, I want to be able to get the references to the first.
Yeah, they do have some references because you kill Gladys and she's very mad at you for doing it in the second one.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, exactly. I know that Gladys is not going to die so easy.
No.
But, spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah. Spoiler, you kill Gladys.
I was going to say, I love when I do a spoiler and you're like, dude, that's ancient history.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows it. Gladys
Everyone knows
jerk.
Bruce Willis was dead the whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time.
No one really survives a gunshot wound like that. Really. Ever.
Kidding me? I watched Ghost thinking Patrick Swayze was still alive. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, just look at it.
Anyway, number 46
yes.
is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
Yay!
And I definitely played this one. Yeah, okay, you played this one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's, let's see. It is like a Mario game, only it's super. And there's a world involved. If you don't know who Mario is, really, really get out from under that rock. But
it's a me, Mario.
Yeah, seriously, Mario games they're Mario games. They're great. They're fun. Like I haven't played the latest in the series, and I don't know. I probably missed quite a few Mario games. Yeah. But I have no doubt that whenever I play another one, I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's Mario. It's great. Good fun time. So, yeah, I like the Super Nintendo version, and I'm not 100%, but I think you might be able to play this on the Switch.
I think it might be on the... If you pay the online fee.
Correct.
I think you get this, yeah.
You honestly should, because that's not... Yeah. Is that $20 a month? Yeah, it is, but it lets you do multiplayer, too,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so you need that.
And it lets you save games in the cloud, so they really have you.
Yeah, they kind of have you. They kind of do. But I believe you have access to that.
Yeah, like, give me your money now.
And I think...
A 45.
I think I'm really questioning this list. But,
yeah. You must play this weird thing.
You must play this before you die. You must play number 45, which is Championship Manager. Season 97-98, because, well...
I know of the game. It's a sport game for people who don't like sports. Because you don't play the sport, you just manage it.
You manage it.
Yeah, so this is for the nerd in you.
I got nothing. So you've not played either
I know of it,
any of these
And
series?
this is, yeah, I'd rather play the game than just manage it. That's never been my thing.
Yeah, I kind of feel compelled to agree with you. However, I will say this, based on reading this list, should I ever come across Championship Manager, specifically season 97-98, I will go out of my way to play that. Now, when I say go out of my way, I do not think that involves U.S. currency.
Yeah.
If I get it for free somewhere, though, I might play it.
Yeah, whoever made this list really likes stats.
Yeah. Well, we don't really know the criteria for why these things made this list. And we're going to move right past that one, though. The number 44, which I've not played myself, but I am distinctly aware, and that would be a game called Outlast for the PS4.
I never played it, but I saw a playthrough.
I don't know if I have. I've seen parts of it, though. I don't think I've seen a full playthrough.
Yeah, if you like horror video games where you can only really use a short-lived camcorder to see all the ghosts as you're walking around a house, that's the game for you.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's kind of a Alien Isolation kind of vibe, too, where you hide periodically. Is that accurate?
You have to hide from the monsters.
That's what I thought, yeah. So it's you're not fighting, you're basically just trying to, well, for lack of a better term, outlast your opponents.
Yes. So this game is all about the jump scares as well, so you're best to play this game with the lights out and with headphones.
I was going to say, as lame as they are, I love me a good jump scare.
Yeah.
Love me a good horror game, actually.
Yeah.
So, if you're into horror scares and, jump scares at that, check it out. Just be ready to, be willing to recognize you're not going to be fighting, you're going to be hiding.
Yeah. Hide and seek.
Yep. That's not really, I'm more of the, I think I'm the bad guy in these horror games.
Yes. You are.
All right, and this list, I can tell you right now, here and now, this list is wrong if this is number 43.
Oh, you think it should be lower or higher?
It should be infinitely lower. They should be way lower. Like, this is top 10 material.
Well, you don't know
kidding.
what the other 42
I don't. I might be reading my words, but let's face it, I'm wrong all the time.
Yeah, we haven't heard about the next 10 games, then I'll agree with you.
But number 43 is GoldenEye 007 for the N64. GoldenEye for the N64. Let's see what that did for us, because you played it, right?
I played it, and I've also played a remake. There was a remake that somebody put together.
Oh, with the UT engine? Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So I played several versions of this.
This GoldenEye was so good, I can barely begin to contain myself. This allowed you, for the first time, 4 people to be sitting together in a room, one TV, playing a first-person shooter together.
Yeah.
And you could look at each other's screens easy enough, but generally it didn't matter.
You would get with 4 players, you get shot if you start doing that.
And you would get the 3 of us used to play with a group of friends, and it would be 3 of us against my friend Chuck, and Chuck would decimate us. He would wipe the floor with us. It was literally the 3 of us would not shoot each other. We'd just go after Chuck, and it didn't matter. We were dead. Even the single player, though, for GoldenEye, it was a little bit unforgiving, maybe even a lot of bit unforgiving. It's not an easy game. I never fully beat it. I finished the game. It's just to unlock all the extra bonus stuff. You had to do a lot.
It was like the movie where you ended on the satellite dish array.
Ironically, I never saw the movie.
It's a good movie. It's actually the only one's considered the best Pierce Brosnan movies.
It is actually how it ended, though. But never saw the movie. Yep.
You know who was in that movie? Mr. Bean.
James Bond. Oh,
Mr.
No,
Bean
Mr. Bean's in it. Nice.
Mr. Bean's in it.
Mr. Bean. Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a movie.
They know. Yeah, I was gonna say they know how to use Sean Bean. Yeah.
And it's awesome.
But yeah, GoldenEye was actually let me correct it before I even say it. I was about to say GoldenEye was a fantastic game. GoldenEye is a fantastic game. For its time, it was outrageous, and I know its graphics are probably comically bad right now, but it is still something special and will always be something special. Specifically, I recommend the multiplayer, but honestly, the single player was good. It was, again, it was hard. You had to learn like where cameras were and learn how to avoid them and where everybody was and what to do, and great game though. Can't say enough good things about it. Truly great game.
Yeah, I think Rare is the one who produced the game,
yeah.
And I believe ever since that they've always been held in high regard. because people like rare games.
Yeah, this is, like I'd said, me personally, I may be eating these words, but I think it's top 10 material. Like, I'd rate it higher than number 42, even though I got a lot of good things to say about 42.
Well, I'm glad. 42 is the answer to everything, right? So.
It's the, number 42 is The Secret of Mana for the Super Nintendo, and I'm guessing you have no experience with this.
No, not at all. I do have a copy of it somewhere that I can play.
Well, as it turns out, I believe, and I know I have it, I have a copy of this for the Switch, and what made this special was it's an action RPG, but, at least in my experience, it was the first time you could do multiplayer.
Oh.
So, I think we'll check this out sometime soon. I've never actually beaten it, but it was fun. I played it with a friend once, and we had a lot of fun with it. So, Secret of Mana, action RPG, it's for the Super Nintendo, so, just remember what time frame we're talking about, but it really good.
It must be good enough, or it's been remade or resold many times.
They just came out with a new game in the Mana series, because the Mana is now a whole series, and it just came out in the last few months with a new game in the series, and they're just great games. Good stuff. So we'll have to try that sometime soon, before one of us dies.
Yes.
All right, number 41 was for the Dreamcast, so I know nothing about it, and that was the Choo Choo Rocket. Got anything? Nothing?
I got nothing.
Got nothing.
It looks like here it's similar to a mix of Bomberman, Pac-Man, Lemmings, and Krusty Super Funhouse. Okay,
glad we cleared that up. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
My guess is it's a mix of button presses, colors, and sounds. That also doesn't really narrow it down any. But
so I can see where it's like Lemmings, where he's shooting arrows to direct a gang of mice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I have to admit, I really hope at some point I have the opportunity to play Choo Choo Rockets, because I gotta know why. There's just no way. There's no way I need to play that before I die, and there's absolutely no way that's better than GoldenEye. There's just none.
Yeah. Well, Dreamcast was a good system, though. I think it's worth checking out a bunch of Dreamcast games next time we can.
Do these numbers not mean what I think they mean?
They might not be in order. Maybe the best games are at the top.
Yeah.
We're getting worse as we go down.
Number 40 is, without a doubt, not as good as GoldenEye, but
I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun.
I enjoyed it, yeah. And that was your first time playing it recently.
I played it here, yeah.
Kevin and I had the opportunity to play the Simpsons arcade game, and it's a beat 'em up. It makes me think of Final Fight, because that was the first beat 'em up I played, but it's basically a scroll to the right and punch people.
Yeah.
But you're using the Simpsons characters in the Simpsons universe, so it's fun. And actually, this is going to sound a little crazy too, but the graphics for the time were pretty impressive.
I agree. It was in the 90s, so yeah.
Number 39 I'm aware of, but I don't believe I've ever played any in this, and I believe there's a series, but number 39 is a game called Gunstar Heroes for the Mega Drive, aka Genesis.
Yeah,
any experience?
I have not played it.
I didn't have a Genesis.
I did. My brother had a Genesis, but he didn't have this game. But it says it offers co-op play, so.
Actually, yeah, I think you and I would like this. It's a shooter.
Sounds like a shooter. It's typical to what's those arcade games we play with the.
I'm trying to think of what that would be like. It's it's like a Contra kind of platform shooter kind of thing, where we're two guys and we're jumping around shooting things, and.
Yeah, I like that.
I'd like that too. Yeah, it's good fun. Anyway, number 38 is Doom 2 for the PC.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a great game.
Absolutely.
When it came out.
Doom 1, when it came out, I mean, mind blown.
Yeah, but I don't know if Doom 1 you could play on a network. I wonder if Doom 2 you could.
I don't know, but you know what's weird is, and you don't think it's weird now, but you couldn't jump in Doom games.
No, and you also didn't have good. Oh, I think Doom 2 they made that more 3D, where you could shoot kind of upward-ish. Ish, yeah.
But I mean, just there's no honestly. Yeah. The Doom games were revolutionary. I mean, the graphics just. And I know it sounds so funny to say,
IDDKFA?
The first thing, IDDKFA?
Yeah, that one gives you all the weapons.
I was going to say, that's a cheat code.
Yeah.
It's and you know, I won't say it, but I think we all know what KFA stands for too, but maybe not. Be that as it may, do you know what BFG stands for?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Gun.
It is. Which is funny because I'm pretty confident I curse on this show, and the reason I say that is because I'm on this show.
Yeah. When I post these, I always say, "Did anybody swear this episode?"
Me.
Oh yeah, Sean was in the episode.
Yeah.
Yes, I mark it explicit.
I was gonna say yeah, because there's zero chance. The saddest part about all this, and you know this to be true, this is me watching my mouth.
Yes. Yes. This is Sean on his best behavior.
So I mean, this is Anywho, the Doom games were just their graphics at the time were mind melting. They were so far ahead of their time. But I mean, I'll be honest. And I was thinking about this not terribly long ago. For me, Wolfenstein was just wow. You just made it 3D. Like that was wow.
This changes everything.
It really did. I mean, just wow.
Yeah.
And Doom was just, the evolution of that, which leads to, the Doom Eternal today is a thing of beauty. Yes. It really is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's violent beyond belief, but it's a thing of beauty at the same time.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think everybody knows the music. I always think of Metallica when I hear the intro music for just speed metal.
Metals, yep.
Yeah, just early Metallica when they were still alive.
That's fantastic. Yeah, because they all bit it in a bus accident. I agree.
Yeah. Justice for All. I don't know.
I agree. Yep. Everything
Kill 'Em
after
All,
Justice. Yeah, Kill 'Em All was great. The first 4 albums were great, and then after that, they ceased to be. But anywho, whole nother topic. So we're at 38 here, guys, and I don't know where we are on the time, but I feel like we've been at this for a while.
About 40 minutes?
Yeah, about 46 minutes, I think.
Right.
So I'm going to say, why don't we bring it down to either 30 or maybe even 25? What do you think?
All right, yeah, I think we can, it depends. We might see 5 games we never heard of here.
Okay, well.
Rip through them.
Yep, and you know what? I will say Doom, I can see why you'd rate that above a GoldenEye.
Yeah, because there wouldn't be GoldenEye if there wasn't Doom. And there wouldn't be Doom without Wolfenstein.
Yep, exactly. Yep, I'll give that to you. So, number 37, I do have some experience with.
I have played this.
I've never beaten it. Legend of Zelda, the Ocarina of Time for the 64 once again. Have I mentioned 64? It's just an amazing system.
It was revolutionary because it was the first where they started doing 3D well. Up to then 3D was kind of blocky and it wasn't really. It was like almost 2D version of 3D. Yeah. Here they felt more 3D.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like the earlier versions of 3D was 2D being forced into a third dimension, whereas this felt like it was intended the whole time.
Yes, so it felt. So I played this game, I would say enough, where there's a part in the game where you get a horse.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, every single time I play it, I've stopped playing for some reason. And I've since watched playthroughs.
I've played past getting the horse.
And there's apparently this water level in the game.
Oh, I know, made it to it.
Everyone hates.
And I did.
And I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, I don't know if I would enjoy a playthrough now, because it sounds like that'd be difficult to play. But I did hear that they remastered this game for either the Wii U or one of the other Nintendos, where they took the water level and made it make more sense.
Oh, okay.
It's because I think you had to pick up and drop things, and somehow it made it make more sense to play it. So there's a definitive version of this game out there that's easier to play.
I actually had the guide, the Prima guide, or whatever they were.
Yeah, I think the Prima guides, yeah.
For how to get through it, but I believe my nephew had the game and I gave him the guide, so I think that's how I was getting through. But yeah, there were some. I remember there was something I had to do from horseback, shooting certain things to get probably a heart, and I got it done, but boy, it was a nightmare. I want to say something about shooting things, getting 5 fairies in a bottle. I could be wrong there. It's been a long time, but man, I remember that being a freaking bear.
And not that anyone needs to know how lame I am, but when I played Legend of Zelda, I thought I was playing as Zelda.
Oh, okay.
Because I never played the original.
No, why would you know that? Yeah. I mean, that's... I'm not even certain, though, in The Legend of Zelda, I'm not even certain how clear they make that your name's Link.
But this game, they do make it clear. It goes, hey, Link. I'm like, I'm Link.
I'm Link? Who's Zelda? What am I playing?
Yes, I was confused, and I was young when I played this, and I didn't know what the heck.
Your princess is in another castle.
Always another castle. Peach.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, honestly, this one and the one after it.
It's actually on the list.
Is it okay? That's great. I never played the one after it, Majora's Mask, I believe it was. Yeah. But they were good games. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, Zelda games.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I don't care if. Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to argue on this one. I love Zelda too. I liked all the Zeldas. The Zeldas are good.
I never completed any of them yet. Any of them. But I think I have high hope of finally finishing the Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
So that's my goal. I'm going to complete that game just so I can say I completed one Zelda game in my life.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. So 36, ironically, is The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. So same engine, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure it's enhanced, so it's probably even better looking than Ocarina of Time. To your point about beating Zelda games, I've beaten 1 and 2 for certain. This is going to sound crazy, but beating the first Zelda was fantastic, actually. But when you beat it, you get to do a second playthrough that changes everything. And I mean, it is considerably more difficult than the first playthrough. And I mean, at the end of the day, you're doing the same thing and you're killing the same guy at the end. But honestly, it is worth a second playthrough. So if you ever play the first one, the old one, on the NES, which is still a great game, and you beat it, I strongly recommend beat it again. It is, it only, you're not going to get it each time. It won't randomize or anything, but the second playthrough is a lot different than the first.
So just a shout out to Nintendo's online service again. You can play both the Zeldas in the online service for the NES. And you can play, they have a special version of the first Zelda game where you have some more resources and money.
Yep. I know where, to this day, I could get all the money I need. I know where it's all hidden.
You know where it's hidden. I watched a little bit of a playthrough once, and there are secrets. I saw there's a lot of secret ways to get to places. And
on the first Zelda, I'm not kidding. You'd get bombs, basically. Certain monsters would drop bombs, or you could buy them, but generally just kill stuff, get a couple bombs. And they're finite. You get 4 or 8 bombs, I can't remember. But you could go and try to blow things up and find secret doors. I'm not certain on that first one. I'm not certain there is a pixel that I've not blown up. I put bombs everywhere as a kid. And when I say everywhere, I mean literally everywhere.
This must do something.
Sooner or later, something will blow up. The only exception was once I learned very quickly that once you find a secret door on a map, on a particular screen, because that's how NES worked. It was just screens, basically. It wouldn't have, or at least the odds of were exceptionally against, it wouldn't have 2 secrets on a single screen, probably because it couldn't handle the processing.
Yeah, it couldn't have the memory, the memory for it.
Yep. So once you found one, you could safely say, okay, I'm going to move on. So speaking of moving
on.
Yeah. Number 35 is, I'm guessing, I have played some of these games, but I'm guessing, we'll see. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 for the Genesis, or aka Mega Drive.
Yeah, I think I could see Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't know if the other Sonic the Hedgehogs are on here. Obviously, since I had access to a Sega back in the day,
I played some Sonic games.
I guess Sega people were, I don't know. Some people were Sega people, kind of like Nintendo people.
They were.
And I never cared personally. It just what I had access to.
Yeah, of course.
But I know when I played this game, I'm like, well, Mario seemed kind of stale, so. This is cooler, it's faster, and you get to spin around and do loops, and this game had way more loops than the first game, where you would just go crazy collecting the coins, and I just thought the levels were unique. The music, I still hear it in my head now.
Nice.
It just, I celebrate all the Sonics, I do.
Okay, and I, to this day, actually, if it came down to a throwdown between, like, Super Nintendo and the Genesis, I went Super Nintendo. I'll always go Super Nintendo.
Is Super Nintendo newer than the Genesis? Because I think that Sega and regular Nintendo's about the same time. I don't know.
No. Master System and the NES.
Oh, Master System.
Yeah,
I
will flex my nerd muscles all day long. Yeah. I will sit here and
Mega Drive and Super Nintendo was about the same time.
Exactly. So I will go SNES all the live long day, but it was never really a PC or console thing. And for the record, guys, there's never been a question PC or console. It's PC, and then it's PC. It's PC all day long. I can upgrade the thing.
Yes. That's why a lot of other things died. I do like consoles, but
I do as well.
the PC version is usually the better version.
It's the PC versus console war never really happened.
That's why people on the internet call it the master race.
It's just the PC will always be superior because somehow if let's say the PS5 comes out and it's so much better than my laptop, it is so much more amazing. It doesn't matter because in a year my laptop is going to crush it.
Yes. I'm already shopping.
And that's how it's gonna happen.
I'm looking for some with RTX graphics cards in them someday.
Nice. Yeah, it'll be sooner than I like, but be that as it may. So Sonic, yeah, shout out to Sonic. I don't have a ton of experience, certainly not as much as Mario, but he's Sonic. What's not to like? He's a freaking hedgehog. Adorable.
I do like Sonic.
So, all right, number 34 is just breaking my heart here.
Yeah, no.
There's no way this game is better than GoldenEye, but Dizzy Prince of the Yoke Folk for the ZX Spectrum.
Oh, wait a minute. I've watched a lot of people talk about this, and this was more popular in the UK, so they called it the ZX Spectrum.
The ZX Spectrum.
It's
I
not
love
Z
it.
out there.
Nope. The
So-
ZX
So
Spectrum.
I hear them say all the time, this was a great love of, I think, UK and Europe, the ZX Spectrums. And it looked very similar to, like, Commodore 64 graphics.
That's interesting. Well, apparently, we're going to have to find a way to give the Dizzy Prince of the Yoke Folk a try because, boy, ZX Spectrum. I don't even remember that system. Or ZX.
Yeah, ZX. Yeah, actually, I think I had a copy of it wasn't a very good machine, but it was, yeah. It's back in the days of, Atari had a PC out for a while, too. It's about the same period.
Right?
But they also, Atari,
oh, no, that was ColecoVision.
ColecoVision. The Atari, there was Atari 600 XL and Atari, 800 XL.
Oh, wow.
And the one with 60K of RAM on it, 80K. But yeah, they had cartridges in the back with the full keyboards, and basically it was a Commodore 64 DOS operating system.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, I can nerd out on those.
Yeah, you're flexing your
too.
muscles even bigger than me now. Oh, no, this is interesting. It's certainly not better than GoldenEye. Number
Yeah,
33.
We're going to say one of these.
Yeah, I'm going to say it right on down the list.
Yeah.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors, and they want the Mega Drive version, although this was on every major system. I played on the SNES,
Oh, okay.
a.k.a. the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Did you ever play this?
No, I have never played it. Never heard of it.
Oh, I have, actually, and we can play this. This is a multiplayer game. Zombie Ate My Neighbors is... Well, first of all, look at the title. It's not like it's a serious zombie game.
Yeah.
It's basically you run around and you try to collect... well, they're not hostages. Basically, zombies have invaded. And your neighbors are just kind of around being your neighbors. They don't seem to have stopped. Like, they're still grilling. They're still doing whatever stupid things they were doing before the zombies showed up.
Yeah.
And you got to run around because, well, there's zombies everywhere. And you have to save all of them before the zombies get them. And then you exit the level. And you can shoot. It's got a variety of odd weapons, things like squirt guns and I want to say water balloons and weird things.
Definitely the best against zombies. Yeah.
Well, without a doubt. But very lighthearted and goofy. It's just fun. But I enjoyed it. Truly, I recommend it. I'll put it that way. I mean,
but not better than GoldenEye?
Definitely not better than GoldenEye. And I'll be honest, actually. If you die before you play this one, or you play this one in the next life, I think it's okay. It's not that good.
Yeah, you'll pull through.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
Hey.
Number 32 is ironic because this is a game I both recommend because I do find it enjoyable, but you can entirely live a long, healthy life and never play this game and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, I played it here.
Number 32 is, Sunset Riders. They're looking at the arcade version. I think we played it on the Nintendo, but so this one is like I guess it's, again, a Contra type game.
Oh, okay.
So you basically just you and a friend, and I want to say, and yeah, I'm actually, thank God the screenshot reminded me. I was about to say, I want to say it's a 4-player game is what this one's claim to fame was. So you could have 4 people running around shooting at the same time. I'm not 100%, I'm guessing the Super Nintendo version didn't allow us to do that, but be that as it may. So it's Western theme, you're basically cowboys, you're shooting people, there's some different characters. I think they have different weapons is the shtick there. But It's fairly mindless, but I enjoyed it. What did you think?
I did like it. Yeah.
So, all right, 31 is Theme Park for the PC, which is interesting. I played a little bit of it, but I'll be honest. Well, first of all, you played this at all?
No, I have never played this.
Okay, well, this, and I wonder if it's on the list, but if you're looking for a theme park game, this is going to sound crazy too, Roller Coaster Tycoon, the very first one. Second, third one, first one. It's simplistic as hell, and frankly, it's almost a path building simulator because you spend 90% of your time effing with the paths, not with the rides. Be that as it may, Roller Coaster Tycoon, highly recommend it. Have it on GOG. You can catch it for next to nothing. Thoroughly enjoyable. You build an amusement park, just like this game here, theme park. You build an amusement park. You get to... again, I limited experience with theme park, even though I did play it. But again, I gravitated towards Roller Coaster Tycoon because I found it to be more fun. But you set the prices on things. You build the concession stands. You build the rides themselves. And again, I can speak to Roller Coaster Tycoon better. In that case, you could either charge people a boatload at the door, or you could let them in for free and charge per ride, or things like that. And you just manage your park. And they'd give you particular objectives to do each month. And again, not even kidding when I say Roller Coaster Tycoon, great game, highly recommend it. To this day, I seriously have it installed on my computer right now. I'll put it that way. So that's number 31. What are we doing for time? We're over an hour just. So do you want to stop at 30 or do you want to go to number 25?
No, we can stop at 30.
Okay. So 30, and I find the specificity here amazing. 30 I did play. Did you play number 30?
I did.
Okay, so this is Tetris for the Game Boy. I mean the OG Game Boy. I'm talking black and white.
Yeah, I think it was one of the best-selling games ever for the Game Boy, and I could understand why this is on the list, because I think it's considered the definitive version of Tetris.
I could kind of get behind that. See, I'd go even older school, though. I would go with Tetris. There was a big story there with the Nintendo version of Tetris. If you bought it after a certain time, it basically was different than the original version, and that was because of it not being licensed properly or something. I don't know what the story was, but a big to-do. Be that as it may. But yeah, well, look that up sometime. It's interesting. But the OG version of Tetris on the Nintendo was, in my opinion, the best. But you can't get it, really. But be that as it may, this was the first time a portable game system had a port that was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
The game played and looked just as... yes, it was black and white once again, so you did lose color, but otherwise, it played just as well as any other version.
Yeah, I think that's when the Game Boy... Somebody purchased the Game Boy, Tetris was like the first game everyone got for it.
It might have come bundled with it. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, so it was a popular game. So, boy, Tetris, man, people loved that game.
I used to be really into it. Yeah, back in...
I played a little bit of it, but I was never obsessed by any measure.
No, but if the days you couldn't farm on Facebook or whatever, people end up doing, or all the modern games, was a very mindless game where you solved, you try to stack them just right. And
what's cool about Tetris is if you don't play Tetris for the next 20 years, because I'm guessing it's probably been that long since I played Tetris. If I don't play it for another 20 years, I could pick it up just like it was yesterday. Like, the rules it's easy to understand, Even if you've never seen it before, never played it, no idea what's going on. If you watch someone play it for a minute, you literally know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So.
And I believe it was a Russian who wrote it.
It was. It's actually kind of a tragic story how that works. Yeah.
All belong to the state?
It's basically, I'll say it this way, if he was a U.S. citizen and had written this game, he would have a ludicrous sum of money. And I don't follow the man, but he did not make his fortune off of Tetris, I'll say that. So if the man has a fortune, it's not because of this game.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, folks. Well, this was bonus episode number 2, and I'm not certain we're going to have time tomorrow, but we're going to have to see. But tomorrow night we're going to have a show, but we're going to resume to the normal format here. And we're going to have to get back to our top 100, which we were silly enough to think that we could do in a single show. So we'll get back to that bonus material as soon as we can and hit you guys with the last 29 on the list of games to play before you die. And I'm going to tell you all right now, I'm willing to wager at least half of them are not as good as GoldenEye for the 64. I'm just telling you right now.
I already looked. They're all better. I'm kidding.
Just
no, I actually
wrong. Anyway, well, again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for this list. And, again, we're going to do the bonus episode number 3, I think. I think number 3 we might be able to finish this out.
Okay.
This list.
It's possible.
It's possible. We'll see where it goes. But I'd like to thank you all for joining us. And before we go, I would like to, first give a couple shout-outs here. So I already gave Salami7 a shout-out, but I wanted to give, we'll just say Joe S. a shout-out for writing in. And great to hear from you, Joe. I hope you and yours are well. And to everyone else out there, I'd just like to say, we'd love to hear from you guys. We're still learning a lot and getting better all the time, and we'd love having you with us. So we'd love to hear from any of you. And on that note, Kevin, how do they get a hold of us?
They can email us at tootcast.net. You can get us on Twitter now at tootcast. You can go to our website at tootcast.net.
That's awesome. Well, that is all we have for tonight, folks, and that is the one other thing.
Thank you. Good night.